Welcome back. In this intense episode, MMA fighter Shamrock is casually walking with a friend when he's suddenly confronted by overzealous officers, triggered by a ridiculously flimsy suspicion, the fact that he's wearing a thick coat in warm weather. From there, the cops swarm, fishing for any excuse to detain him, treating a routine stroll like a criminal investigation. What unfolds is a shocking display of power abuse, yet Shamrock handles it with calm precision, dismantling their overreach step by step. This encounter is high stakes, gripping, and a stark reminder of how quickly authority can be misused when checks and understanding fail.
It's a bit out of place compared to how other people react when we walk past.
No, not really. We're just being the same as all
of
the
those reasons are the reasons why our attention's been drawn to you, and the reason why I've just come over to just carry out what's called a stopping account, just to see what you're up to, make sure everything's all okay, make sure you don't need police for anything, and make sure you're not up to no good, because there are quite a lot of people up to no good around here as well.
Yeah, we're just going to get food.
Okay, no problem. And do you live around here?
No, from Liverpool.
So you've arrived from Liverpool recently, or?
Been here for 2 weeks.
Okay.
We're leaving today.
Are you both from Liverpool, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Do you have any ID on you then?
No, I don't,
No? So you've come all the way from Liverpool with no ID? I'll take your details in, if that's okay.
I don't really want to give you my details, to be honest, mate.
I mean, a lot of the time, if people haven't got anything to worry about or anything,
I have got nothing to worry about.
Then they're happy to comply. It just makes the encounter
I'd rather not.
sweeter and easier.
I'd rather not.
Right, okay.
From the very start, this officer demonstrates exactly why so many people distrust street policing. His stated reason for stopping Shem, the way you reacted to seeing us, exposes how flimsy these judgments can be. People react in all sorts of ways: nerves, surprise, annoyance. Treating a simple look or body language as justification for a stop is pure speculation, not policing. It gets worse when the officer starts implying wrongdoing based solely on geography, questioning why someone would come from Liverpool without ID. There's no law requiring people to carry identification, and certainly none making travel without it suspicious. Clearly, the officer is trying to manufacture a reason to escalate the encounter. When Shem calmly refuses to provide his details, the officer resorts to a classic manipulation tactic: if you've got nothing to hide, you should be happy to comply.
Okay. And listen, there's no power for me to enforce on you to give me your details, so I'm not going to get silly about it. Yeah. But there's obviously, it might suggest to me there's a reason why you don't want to.
There is no reason, I'd just rather not. I've been through a lot with the police, I don't really trust the police. I'd rather not give you my details, unless I'm legally obliged to. I'm not legally obliged to give you my name, so I'm not going to.
Okay, no problem. No problem. How come you've got quite a big, thick coat on today then?
Because we've been out since 6 in the morning, and this morning it was cold.
Right, okay.
Yeah, we've just come from the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, and have you got anything on you that you shouldn't have?
No, I haven't.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, your mate's being searched in a minute, so... You're still cold, are you?
Not really, it's a bit warm now, like.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? I've got it now.
The officer's obsession with Shem's coat is revealing. Instead of accepting his explanation, that he'd been at the gym and wearing the coat all morning, the officer treats it as though it's evidence of wrongdoing, likely assuming something is being hidden inside. That mindset isn't grounded in fact, it's pure speculation. In policing, assumptions without real evidence quickly slide into abuse of power. This officer isn't relying on reasonable suspicion, he's grasping at anything he can. When one justification falters, he moves to the next, first the coat, then the lack of ID, then Shem's reaction to seeing officers. Individually, none of these points hold up under scrutiny, but together they form a weak net thrown by someone determined to manufacture a reason to detain.
I didn't even see you pull up there till you called me. I only seen you down there, and even he said, how come you were staring at the van? And he's probably already told you, we were looking at the tactical support group, and I asked him, what does that mean?
Try that one more time, have another read of that.
Alright, which out do you need it?
Oh,
territorial.
There we go, mate.
Sorry.
Yeah. My mate asked you if you've been arrested before.
Yeah.
Have you been arrested before?
Yeah.
What was that for?
I've just got out of jail. I got a not guilty. I I just got out 6 weeks ago.
So you were remanded for court and then you got not guilty?
Yeah, this is what I was on the TV show for.
Oh, right.
I was on the run for like 9 years.
You were on the run for 9 years?
And then I found martial arts. I used martial arts to change my life from what I used to do before.
What were you on the run for?
It was an aggravated burglary. And I just got not guilty. I've only been out for 6 weeks.
I spoke to my colleague. From standing here talking to you, I have been able to smell cannabis coming from between the two of us. And that's even when I've given the opportunity for other people to walk past and stuff, like other people to like leave.
Have you smelled cannabis on me?
Well, I can smell it in the air as well, mate. It's lingering.
When there's nobody else around, so I'll give you the benefit of that.
This is where the officer's desperation becomes obvious. Having failed to build a case based on attitude, ID, or clothing, he resorts to the last-ditch excuse, the smell of cannabis. But if the smell were truly so strong, why wasn't it mentioned immediately upon approach? Why interrogate Shem about where he's from and what he's wearing before suddenly claiming a drug odor? The reason is clear: he didn't detect anything until he realized he had no lawful grounds, and Shem recognized it. When he challenges the second officer, asking if the smell is coming from Shem, the colleague neither confirms nor supports him, simply dodging the question. If a claimed basis for a search, like the smell of drugs, can't even be confirmed by a fellow officer, it's not reasonable suspicion, it's invention. This is a weak excuse far too often used to justify unlawful stops, and here it's laid bare.
That coupled with your behaviour, okay, combined,
what's wrong with my behaviour?
Specifically you, because I'm dealing with you, the fact that you did, upon seeing us, look back a couple of times, you've suddenly sort of turned around when you've probably realised we're closing in and maybe coming over to speak to you.
You're just making this up now, mate.
I'm not making anything up. You've turned around.
This is fabrication, mate. All of that's
when my colleague asked you what you was doing over here, I mean, you know, it's not in the best condition, is it?
Lad, I was looking at on the wall and saying to me, mate, look at that.
Okay, well that's
we don't need to watch over our shoulder. This is why no one wants to deal with you, because look at the stuff you're saying.
Because not many other people, again, are reacting to that when they're walking past.
We did.
So I'm not saying that you're lying, but all of these things combined, the fact that I can smell cannabis and your behaviour, and the fact you're in an area where there's quite a high use of cannabis and quite a lot of drug crime.
That's nothing to do with me. We're not from here, so I'm being detained right now.
Yeah, you're detained for a search for drugs, and it's under Section 23 of the New Drugs Act. Alright, I'm PC Shenray from Chadwell Heath TSG. You're entitled to a copy which you can have now within 3 months. You are detained while I search you. Again, another reason is you're wearing quite a thick coat, and it's...
So I'm being detained because I'm wearing a thick coat. You just say that. One of the reasons, and the other one's me behaviour.
And the smell.
I haven't done nothing suspicious, mate. No, you can't smell no cannabis from me.
You are detained for those reasons. Okay.
I don't
If you have any
smoke cannabis.
questions, please feel free to ask me. Do you have anything on you that you shouldn't have?
No.
Okay.
The officer invokes Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act to justify detaining Shem for a search, pointing to 2 laughably weak grounds: wearing a thick coat in 21 degrees weather and his behavior. Let's unpack that. Wearing a coat, regardless of temperature, is not suspicious. People dress for countless reasons, from comfort to fitness routines, or, like Shem, simply coming from the gym. Using clothing alone as a factor for suspicion is lazy policing at best and profiling at worst. As for behavior, Shem was calm, composed, and fully within his rights to refuse giving personal details. Exercising your lawful rights is not suspicious, it's the foundation of civil liberties. What's truly concerning is an officer treating entirely lawful conduct as justification for a search.
I'd therefore be putting a complaint in on this, like, because this isn't on this, mate.
That's absolutely fine. You're more than entitled to complain if you're not happy with the services that you've received today.
Obviously not.
I know it's not nice being searched.
Come on,
I know it's an intrusion of your day and your privacy, perhaps.
Whereabouts are you?
Got quite a high amount of cash. What's this for?
Is that illegal as well?
Well, potentially.
Me living.
I don't know, do I? It could be, not many people walk around with this much cash in them.
Well, I do.
So, okay. How much is there?
Probably about, I come down with $2,000. So whatever I've spent on me whole...
Do you not have bank cards or anything?
Nah, just cash me. How can I have a bank account if I don't have a passport? I'm still fighting to get my passport back off the police.
While the officer continues searching Shem and clearly finds nothing of consequence, he shifts tactics, fixating on the cash Shem is carrying, nearly £2,000. He comments that not many people walk around with that amount, a weak attempt to manufacture suspicion and justify a search that's going nowhere. Shem quickly shuts that down, explaining, as he already had, that he's just been released from jail and is still waiting to get his passport and documents back from the police. The context is crystal clear, yet the officer ignores it, pressing on simply to maintain pressure. It's a textbook example of grasping at irrelevant details to create the illusion of lawful grounds.
Being detained for wearing this jacket, he said, yeah, you have to take the circumstances as they are as a whole, rather than just pick one item that you don't like about it.
I don't like all of it, mate. I don't agree with any of it. I'm not agreeing with the search even.
Like my colleague said, we appreciate that it's
This is why no one wants to deal with this, bro.
it's not about what people want to do with us, it's about who we speak to.
This is why the community don't comply. You're alright, you should probably get compliance. I'm not complying with the search. I don't want to be searched. I do not want to be searched. No, I do not want to be searched.
That's all. But you're not resisting, you're being compliant.
It's against us. Another thing, you're wearing what looks like these ladies to balaclavas or something. What is the purpose of that? I've basically meant exactly how I've just asked that question. I don't know how
I'm using it to keep the threads neat. Is that alright with you?
Well, you've given me a count for it, so that's fine.
That's why no one wants to deal with the police. Horrible, mate. Just walking to get a scran. There's 20 minutes out of your day. Cheeky.
This entire encounter is a masterclass in how easily police powers can be misused when driven by presumption and bias rather than evidence. The stop began with a flimsy justification, the way you reacted to seeing us, a vague, subjective claim with no legal weight. People are allowed to look surprised, confused, or annoyed. Human behavior alone does not create probable cause, yet the officer was clearly seeking compliance, not reason. When that failed, he doubled down, fishing for ID, questioning Shem about where he's from, and deploying the tired old line, "If you've got nothing to hide, you'd have no problem telling us." That's not law, it's manipulation. Next came the coat, fixating on the fact Shem wore a thick coat in 21 degrees heat, as if clothing alone were evidence of wrongdoing. It wasn't. It revealed an officer acting on confirmation bias, searching for guilt where none existed. When that excuse failed, the officer suddenly claimed he smelled cannabis, but not until well into the interaction. Even his colleague admitted he could only smell it in the air, not directly on Shem or his friend. It was clearly a fallback justification, fabricated when nothing else would stick. Then came the cash. Shem was carrying nearly £2,000 legally, and the officer attempted to criminalize financial independence, implying guilt based on lifestyle rather than law. Shem calmly explained he'd just been released from jail, waiting to recover his passport and documents, yet the officer pressed on, determined to manufacture suspicion. In the end, the search yielded nothing: no drugs, no weapons, no wrongdoing. Two men simply walking to get food had their privacy, time, and dignity trampled for the simple crime of not complying fast enough. Every step, from shaky stop-and-account logic to the code excuse, the weaponized smell of cannabis, and the attempt to shame someone for carrying their own money, showed how power can be misapplied when officers aren't held accountable. Shem's closing words nailed the point: people don't distrust the police because they hate law enforcement, but because too often interactions feel less like protection and more like persecution. Unless real accountability exists, that trust will continue to erode.